We're here at Photokina at the Fuji stand. I'm with my good friend Eslie. Eslie is sales manager of Fuji South Africa. Really great guy. As I said, a good friend of mine. And I just thought it would be a good opportunity to ask you some questions. Firstly, maybe you could chat about the new products, very exciting products.
So we recently announced just before Photokina the XT3. That is going to be the flagship X-series camera. And as you know, as South Africans, we love a DSLR style viewfinder. So we like it to be in the center. And I think it's going to do fantastically well. Autofocus has been way improved. 4K capabilities are going to be incredible. It's going to be the camera to beat in video at that price segment.
That's one thing I do notice is that the price point on that camera, there's nothing that comes close.
I mean, where can you get a DCI 4K 60 frames a second video camera at 24,000 Rand?
No, that's incredible. Where do you see Fuji positioning itself, particularly in the APS-C market, if you're looking at the XT3?
I think our sort of promise that we made a couple of years ago is that we didn't really want to go into full frame. So that's not a thing that we're thinking of. We want to really get the market and perfect the APS-C market, because essentially, if you think about it, Fuji's system, the lenses are matching the sensor. So it is full frame, although in South Africa we like to call it crop. And then the other thing is we've got a great lineup of medium format cameras, 3 in total by the end of next year. So I think we've got the best of both. We've got APS-C and we've got super full frame. Super full frame.
Is that the new word?
If you don't understand what medium format is, super full frame.
So, he still hasn't sold me on that, but we'll go with super full frame. And the GFX 50R, that now probably is the most exciting item on the stand, I presume.
I think it's amazing because you know, people want to be able to purchase a medium format camera, but normally price is a problem. I mean, they start off at about 150 to 400,000 Rand. So now to have a camera under sub 80,000, probably a great thing to have.
I mean, if I had to even contemplate that years back, I mean, medium formats are always out of any photographer's reach. Most of those items are rentable items. Now that's actually something you can own.
I think the thing with Fuji is we want to try, like our relationship, we listen to our photographers, we really want to provide quality products, but we also want to give you a tool that you can really express your creativity with. And that's where I think that GFX
Do you see people using the combined system?
I think what's going to happen is full frame users will, if their passion is photography and maybe not sports photography, they would go to the full frame, the medium format or super full frame sensor.
I mean, a shooter like me, I'm now trying to work out how I could combine both systems, because I don't want to lose the APS-C because it gives me such amazing results.
Correct.
And it's compact. Not to say the GFX isn't compact, but it's not as nearly as compact. So it's like, where do I take it in my work? So this is going to be interesting now. What lens lineup do I take? Do I take opposing lenses within the APS-C and then go for different lenses within the full frame? So these are the questions people have to ask.
I think in your genre specifically, I mean, you could do incredible sort of couple shots on GFX, give it to the clients, and then do the normal sort of just the event itself on the APS-C.
It'd be quite hectic to process all the big stuff the whole way through. Now, this is a question I've got on one or two of my subscribers. It's in relation to, my relationship as an ex-photographer with Fuji. Can you give us, now just to point this out, this is talking about South Africa Fujifilm, not the rest of the world, so please don't take this out of context. Explain, how would I, as I did become a Fuji photographer, ex-photographer, or how do people then become one, and what are the criteria? What have you expected from me? Because this is, I think going around at the moment, there's a perception that there's really strict requirements on me as an ex-photographer. So maybe just give us a...
I think it will differ from region to region, but in South Africa, people don't like to have one foot in either side. They want you to be aligned to one brand totally. So that's what we expect. Becoming an ex-photographer is not sending me an email saying I'm trying to convert to Fuji and I would like to become an ambassador. That's not the way we would like to experience the first engagement. We see you and your journey, and you've purchased all your gear yourself. But it's a relationship that probably lasted about 2 years, 3 years before we actually did it, because you started with X Pro.
I was already the X Pro 1. I was one of the few people using it professionally. I mean, not many people using X Pro 1 professionally.
For sure. So for us, you've got to be sort of, you have to buy into our system, number one. You need to be very active with regards to your shoot. You need to do it professionally. You can't be an accountant and a weekend warrior. That wouldn't work. And then a big thing is just from our side, we would like to work with the photographer more closely. So when you have projects you'd like us to assist and help promote it, we gladly do it. But it's not, we're not paying you, and you're paying your own gear. So it's pretty much you being you, we being us, and then just bringing it all together.
Then the other question I was asked is the concept of being an ex-photographer lost because it's an oversaturated sort of, like, I don't see that in South Africa as an issue.
No,
how have you chosen, because what are we, 12 guys?
12 guys.
So how have you gone about choosing those guys? Like, what is the criteria?
11 guys and 1 girl.
In South Africa we say guys as a
okay.
it's gender neutral.
So
we say guys as gender neutral.
So the big thing for us is we also don't want to devaluate the sort of the brand that we built with you. So it makes no sense for us to oversaturate the market and make everybody an ambassador. So pretty much we like to keep it at 12, and the only way you could now become an ex-photographer is if an ex-photographer dies or converts to another system, which is highly unlikely. So we try and keep it to 12, and then we've got
you well represented in the genre?
In all genres. So
okay, so was that also a criteria?
Yeah. So we wanted to have an action photographer, we wanted to have a wildlife photographer, we wanted portrait photographers, and in South Africa the predominant genre is weddings, let's be honest. So we've got a couple of wedding photographers. But the thing is, we've got now a new sort of standard, which is our ambassador program.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is have maybe a pool of 20 to 30 ambassadors, which will then naturally progress on to ex-photographers. Okay. So just to keep it lean and mean.
Yeah. And where is Fuji in relation to the photography world? I know it's a tough question. I mean, I walked around, the amount of money that everyone in Photokina has put into stands is incredible, but I'm just looking at, you can't see in the video, the amount of people lining up to test a new camera. You're going to have to wait 20, 30 minutes just to get your hands on one to test it. Fuji, in my mind, if I look back to 6-7 years ago, it was that camera. It was never an option. To me, it blows my mind how this company's been able to turn that around and now become the sought after camera. Like, what's the?
It's incredible. I think it's a combination of great tech, because the guys that are creating these cameras are incredible. Listening to our photographers, and then just that natural progression of touch, feel, and then purchase. So from our side, I think we are growing. We're definitely growing. We're stronger than what we ever were. If you think of 2 years ago at Photokina, you would probably see the odd guy with a Fuji. Now you walk in the streets, and most of them
you just look around. Yeah, how many guys are using Fuji?
So I think it's grown in popularity, and now with the tech matching, you know, the quality out there, I don't see it going.
There seems to be a disconnect between tech and the craftsmanship of photography. I think what Fuji has done is it's tapped into the idea that with this camera you're making a photo. I know it's a bit cliche, but it's the way the camera's laid out. Do you think there's a hunger out there that other companies haven't tapped into and like lost the plot, in the sense that this is a craft and you've got to present it as a craft?
I'm going to give you a simple example. In South Africa, we like to sell products and put a flashy price to it, and then it will hit the market and go out. We like to sell you your image, and then combined with it, there's a camera that helped create that. So we've got sort of a marketing strategy that it's a brush in your hands, and what you crafted is what we would like to give out. And I think people are going back to it. It's like you know, retro things coming back, vinyl coming back. That's what Fuji is.
That's exactly what it is. All right, Eslie, looking forward, Fujifilm. Make a bold statement. Tell us where you think, with your experience, where Fujifilm is going.
So in South Africa, definitely we want to be the #1 mirrorless brand. There is competition, obviously, that's getting stronger and stronger, but we feel that with our community and with incredible ambassadors like yourselves, we could really take this to the next level. I think the nice thing about Fuji in South Africa is we relate to our customers very well, and if they want to test and try a product, it's so easy to get hold of. And I think that's just one of the things that we really want to push harder this year, and we've got some quite exciting projects that we'll be able to do that much more quicker and easier.
And then, but looking as well into that, obviously you're saying that you want to dominate the mirrorless market, but from my perspective, it's not even the mirrorless. You're tapping into other markets that are there.
Totally. I mean, natural progression for Fuji from South Africa is to connect with full frame users and convert them. And we've got such an amazing success rate on conversions. I think from the loan system that we have, probably 95% of the loans are being purchased after the loan. So it's working very well. So yeah, we want to really capture the market and obviously make people transition from DSLR compact camera to mirrorless, because mirrorless is the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that we are at that stage again in the early 2000s when I was processing films. We at that stage where digital cameras dominated film and actually killed it, and I think we're there now with DSLR and mirrorless.
And I mean, we chatted about this earlier. You see the amount of people walking around the stands here.
It's incredible.
You would expect them, you know, carrying the DSLR with them, but it's not the case anymore.
The nice thing about it is the fact that 2 years ago, if you would visit Photokina, you'd probably see the odd person with a Fuji. And I mean, looking at this place today, if you just walk past, probably every third person now owns a Fujifilm. So it's very exciting times, and I think it can only grow and get better and better.
You can see by the people lining up to test the camera. It's incredible. I mean, how long are you going to wait here to get your hands on the camera?
Yeah.
It's about half an hour at this stage.
Totally, and also the GFX 50R, I mean, people are just lining up to try it out.
That's fantastic. Awesome. And just lastly, guys, last night we went out and had a chat, and he tried to get me, I think he tried to get me pissed so that I'd end up buying more gear than I would normally need to buy. I was trying to get him pissed to get information out of him.
Couldn't get.
The problem with Eslie when he gets really, really pissed is that he starts, his sentences, he can't string it. And if we both look a bit ropey in this video, it's because he got me pissed and I got him pissed. Is that right?
That's totally true. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate everything.
Awesome.
Take care.
Cool.
Cheers.